Next, we will learn about inscription. Inscription are writing engraved on solid surface include rocks, metals, pillars and stone tablets and other structures. So what are inscription? Inscriptions are the records which are written in the solid surface, that is rocks, metals, pillars and stone tablets. Written in various language and scripts, these inscriptions record royal proclamation. So they are written in the different languages and scripts, and these inscription record the royal proclamation, that means the royal order, that is king and queen's order, religious instruction and gifts to temples, people or villages. Many of these available even today are attributed to the Rajput and Cholas rulers. So these inscriptions basically belongs to the Rajput and Cholas rulers. Besides, there are several inscriptions on the walls of the Taj Mahal, the Red Fort and other palace walls. So even in the different monuments such as Taj Mahal, the Red Fort, you can see different types of inscription in different languages are written. All these inscriptions usually tell us about the social and economic condition of the people, and sometimes even provide dynastic list of king or their genealogies. So with the help of this inscription we can tell what are the different activities which were taken place during those period, and how you can say, and how many kings were there in one particular period. Maybe for example the Gupta Empire, the Mughal Empire, the Cholas Empire, the Pandavas Empire and so on. So with the help of inscription we can come to know these information. Next is coins. Coins give us invaluable information about the policy and economic of a period. So with the help of coins we can know what are the different you can say polity and how the administration was run in that particular period. The writing on the coins generally convey the names, date of the issues, titles and portraits of a king, and occasionally even their dynastic emblem. So what are there in the coins? They are the name of the king or the date of the issue, that means in which date that particular coin was issued, titles and portraits of the kings, and even the emblem of that particular empire was also drawn. Coins throw light on art, religion, economic condition, trade, etc. The composition of the metal or alloy used in the coins tell us about the scientific advancement attained during the corresponding period. So with the help of the use of different types of metal and alloy, the coins were made, and it also tells us how advanced they were during the medieval period. Moreover, the distinct places where the coins are excavated give an idea about the extent of the empire. So with the help of these coins we can know in which places these empire were spread. The sultans of Delhi, the Mughal emperors, the Cholas and the other regional rulers issued many coins. So these are the persons who had issued huge number of coins. So as you can see in this picture, there is a medieval coins. Here you can see a structure of a king is drawn, and here is some emblem is drawn. So in this way the coins were made during the medieval period. Next is painting and sculptures. Painting and sculptures also give important information about medieval Indian history. So with the help of painting and different types of statues, we also get different information about the medieval Indian history. The painting reflected themes of religion, forest life, court scene, mythological stories, lifestyle of people and food habits of the time. So with the help of the painting and sculpture we come to know what are their religion, whether they are Hindu or Muslim or any other religion, what was their forest life, how they used to survive in the forest, what were their court scene, how they used to give punishment to the person who had committed a crime, and different mythological stories and their lifestyles of people, and what are the items they used to eat. Different styles of miniature painting also evolved during this period. So different types of painting, that is miniature paintings, were also used in the medieval period. The bronze sculptures of the Nataraja, the dancing Shiva, is representative of the sculpture produced during this period. The famous, you can say, sculpture known as the Nataraja and the dancing Shiva, they, or you can say, Nataraja is also known as the dancing Shiva. It was you can say made during the medieval period. The sculptures were made of bronze, wood or stone and depicted figures of god and goddesses, queen and queens. Queen and kings. So different types of sculptures were made. They were made of bronze, wood or stone, and many you can say figures of god and goddesses were made. Even the figure of queen and kings were also made during the medieval period.